Hi, welcome to the second session. This is vector space part 2. In this video, we are going to learn the general properties of vector space and some examples, that is the sets which are becoming vector spaces and which are not becoming vector spaces we are going to see. Okay, now general properties of vector space and examples. Now these general properties are very simple, but while proving these general properties we may improve our logical thinking. Okay, now see what are the general properties. If V of f is a vector space, 0 0 bar be the 0 scalar and 0 vector. See here, you are going to get two types of zeros here. One is 0, this is belonging to field of scalars. Another is 0 bar vector, this belongs to the set of vectors. We should not confuse between these two zeros. Okay. Now 0 bar means if it is in 2-dimensional, it will be equal to 0 0. If it is in 3-dimensional, it will be equal to 0 0 0. What is this 0? This 0 is the zero additive identity of the field. Okay. Now similarly, if it is n-dimensional, 0 0 etc etc, again nth component will be 0. So this is the about 0 and 0 bar. Now if 0 is the scalar of the field f and 0 bar is the vector belonging to V of f, vector space V of f. What is V of f? V of f is a vector space. When will you say V is a vector space over the field f? If V satisfies certain properties with respect to the defined operators plus and dot, that is vector addition and scalar multiplication. According to vector addition, V plus is abelian. With respect to scalar multiplication, V should be closed, and the other four properties, that is distributive laws together plus and dot together should satisfy four properties. They are A plus B into alpha is equal to A alpha plus B alpha. For every A comma B belongs to F, alpha belongs to V, and A into alpha plus beta is equal to A alpha plus A beta. For every alpha beta belongs to V and A belongs to F, AB into alpha is equal to A into BF alpha. For every AB belongs to F and alpha belongs to V, 1 into alpha is equal to V. If all these properties are satisfied by any set of vectors V over the field F, then V of f is said to be a vector space. Now you have taken such vector space V of f. 0 and 0 bar are the two elements. 0 is a scalar 0 and 0 bar is the vector 0. 0 bar belongs to V, 0 belongs to f. Then the following will be true. They are A into 0 bar is equal to 0 bar, 0 into alpha is equal to 0 bar. Here 0 bar means it belongs to V. Here 0 means it belongs to F. A into minus alpha is equal to minus A alpha. Minus A into alpha is also minus A alpha. A alpha is equal to 0 bar implies either A is equal to 0 or A is equal to 0 bar. A into alpha minus beta is equal to A alpha minus A beta. Minus A into minus alpha is equal to A alpha. For every A belongs to F, alpha belongs to V. These are the identities we are going to prove, and these are the properties of general properties of the elements of vector space. First one, A into 0 bar. If you consider, you have to show that it is equal to 0 bar. Now what is 0 bar? 0 bar is additive identity of the vectors. So it is set vector space V of f. So this 0 bar can be written A dot into 0 bar plus 0 bar. This you can write like this, A dot into 0 bar plus A dot into 0 bar. Why? Because in vector space, according to the third set of properties, distributivity satisfies. Using that property, you are able to write it. Now A dot into 0 bar being a vector, it is in V. So if you consider 0 bar as the additive identity of V, by adding it to the element there won't be any change. So you can add A into 0 bar plus 0 bar is equal to A into 0 bar plus A into 0 bar. Now see, all these four are the elements belonging to V. But what is V? V plus is an abelian group. In an abelian group, cancellation laws holds that we have learned in group theory. So this tool, by using the left cancellation, these two will be getting cancelled. So you got 0 bar is equal to A into 0 bar. Okay. Next, second one, 0 into alpha. So this 0 is the scalar 0. See here, that a 0 belongs to F. 0 can be written as 0 plus 0 into alpha. Again apply the distributivity, that is 0 alpha belongs to V because scalar multiplication is closed. So this will be in V. Therefore apply the distributivity, 0 into alpha plus 0 into alpha. Here 0 into alpha means you are multiplying 0 with a scalar. So 0 alpha will be a vector in V. Add 0 bar and again apply the cancellation laws. Therefore 0 bar is equal to 0 alpha. Now is it clear? Now A into 0 bar is equal to, you have to show that it is 0. Now in order to prove that, A into 0 bar can be written as alpha plus minus alpha. V plus is a abelian group. For every element there exists additive inverse in V. So alpha plus minus alpha will be equal to 0 bar according to the properties of abelian group. Now A dot into alpha plus A into minus alpha. A alpha is the additive inverse of A into minus alpha. So you bring this to this side, then it will be minus A alpha. A into minus alpha is equal to minus A alpha. Now is it okay? Now see the next one. 0 into alpha is again equal to A plus minus A. See here, in the previous you have taken vector. Here alpha plus minus alpha, 0 bar means. Here 0 means this is the scalar 0. So you are taking from F the elements because F plus is also an abelian group. So A plus minus A into alpha is equal to 0 bar, that is equal to A alpha plus minus A alpha. A alpha is the additive inverse of minus A alpha. Okay. Next, A alpha is equal to 0 bar. Now implies either A is equal to 0 or alpha is equal to 0. If A is equal to 0, then there is nothing to prove. If A is not equal to 0, where is A? A is in F and A is not equal to 0. F being a field, every non-zero element in F will possess multiplicative inverse. So according to that, if A is not equal to 0, A inverse belongs to F. A inverse is equal to A inverse A and it is equal to 1. Okay. Now see here, A alpha is equal to 0 bar, consider and multiply on both sides, post multiply with A inverse, that is here A inverse A alpha is equal to A inverse 0 bar. Now again this will be A inverse A alpha, A inverse A is 1, 1 into alpha is equal to 0 bar implies alpha is equal to 0 bar. What you have taken? You have taken A is not equal to 0, then you got alpha is equal to 0. That means if A alpha is equal to 0 implies either A is equal to 0 or alpha is equal to 0 bar. Okay. Now next, A into alpha minus beta, that is equal to A into alpha plus minus beta, that is A alpha plus A into minus beta, that is equal to A alpha minus A beta, minus A into minus alpha is equal to minus of minus A alpha, that is minus of minus A alpha, that is equal to A alpha. Okay. Now all the properties are proved. Is it okay? Next, just this is the rearrangement of the terms, that's all. There is nothing to worry. Okay. Now see the next one. Next theorem. Let V of F be a vector space. Then prove that AB belongs to F, alpha belongs to V, where alpha is not equal to 0, that is A alpha is equal to B alpha implies A is equal to B. Now similarly, A alpha is equal to A beta implies alpha is equal to beta for every alpha beta belongs to V and A belongs to F and A is not equal to 0. Now consider A alpha is equal to B alpha. What you have to prove? You have to prove A is equal to B. So bring this B alpha to this side. So you will get A alpha minus B alpha is equal to 0. That implies A minus B into alpha is equal to 0. Now since alpha is not equal to 0, given that you are taking A minus B is equal to 0, because from the properties of vector space, the first theorem you have proved A alpha is equal to 0 implies either A is equal to 0 or alpha is equal to 0. Because alpha is not equal to 0, A minus B is equal to 0. That implies A is equal to B. That only you have to prove. Is it okay? Now see the next one. Now A alpha is equal to A beta. That implies bring this A beta to this side. A alpha minus A beta is equal to 0. A into alpha minus beta is equal to 0. Again the property of vector space implies alpha minus beta is equal to 0, which implies alpha is equal to beta. Now what is n-dimensional vector? Already we have seen n-dimensional vector in the introduction of the first video, vector space part 1. What is n-dimensional vector? If alpha is equal to x1, x2 and so on xn, that is there are n components. This is an ordered n tuple. These numbers are real numbers, or you can also take complex numbers or any numbers. It is an ordered n tuple. Then it is said to be n-dimensional vector. The n-dimensional vector space has n coordinates of the form. That is, n-dimensional vector has n coordinates, and n-dimensional vector A bar is an ordered n tuple. This is an ordered n tuple. Is it okay? And Ai is a real number. This space is also denoted by Vn. Okay. Now see the next one. Now here. Now what you have seen, you have learned the definition of vector space, and now you are going to see the example of vector space. In the first video you have seen two examples. One is every field is a vector space over its subfield, and every field is a vector space over itself. You have seen two examples. Now while giving the introduction of first video, I said when the set of three-dimensional vectors will form a vector space. Now see, so show that the set x1, x2, x3 where x1, x2, x3 belongs to R forms a vector space over the field of real numbers. You will write it as V3 of R. That means every vector in V has three components, and these components, that is x1, x2, x3 are from R. Or you can also write it as R3 of R. Now in mathematics you must be familiar with the notation first. If you are able to know the notation, you will excel yourselves. Okay. Now notation should be known for everyone. Now this is show that the set x1, x2, x3 forms a vector space over the field of real numbers with respect to what? With respect to the two operations, addition of vectors and scalar multiplication. They are defined as follows. See, suppose x1, x2, x3 is one element in V3 and y1, y2, y3 is another element in V3. Then the addition is defined, vector addition. The first component is added to the first component, second component is added to the second component, third component is added to the third component. Addition is defined like this, and scalar multiplication is defined. C into x1, x2, x3 is cx1, cx2, cx3. Each component is multiplied by the scalar. According to these two operations, we are going to show that the set of vectors V is equal to x1, x2, x3, where x1, x2, x3 belongs to R, will form a vector space. Already we said this is the set of all three-dimensional vectors. The three-dimensional vectors will form a vector space with respect to these two operations. Okay. Now see again. Now with respect to these two operations. Okay. Now see the next piece, how we are able to prove it. Now what is given to you? These two operations are given. V is a set of vectors you are given. Now take alpha and beta, two elements belongs to V. Alpha and beta belongs to V. Now take alpha is equal to x1, x2, x3, beta is equal to y1, y2, y3. How the additive operator is defined, vector addition? The corresponding components are added. Now what are they? x1, x2, x3 belongs to R, y1, y2, y3 belongs to R. R is a field, is it? I said R is a field. Since R is a field, R plus is abelian group. So with respect to addition, closure property satisfied. Therefore, x1 plus y1 belongs to R, x2 plus y2 belongs to R, x1 plus y1 belongs to R, x2 plus y2 belongs to R, x3 plus y3 belongs to R. So this belongs to R. That is, if you take alpha and beta in V, alpha plus beta is belonging to V. Similarly, if you take a alpha in V, some A belongs to F if you consider, A alpha will be equal to C, they have taken C. C alpha is equal to Cx1, Cx2, Cx3. So, there F R, the C, x1, x2, x3 belongs to R, C belongs to R. Therefore, Cx1, Cx2, Cx3 belongs to R since R is a field. So, what can you say? By the definition itself, vector addition is closed, scalar multiplication is closed. Okay. Now, what are the properties you have to show that V plus is abelian you have to prove. In order to prove that V plus is abelian, first one closure property you have verified. Now see the second one, associativity. In order to prove the associativity, consider alpha, beta, gamma, three vectors in V such that alpha is x1, x2, x3, beta is y1, y2, y3, gamma is z1, z2, z3. Now consider alpha plus beta plus gamma. By definition as given, x1, x2, x3 plus y1, y2, y3 is x1 plus y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3 plus z1, z2, z3. Now if you take x1 plus y1 plus z1, x2 plus y2 plus z2, x3 plus y3 plus z3. Now what are x1, y1, z1? They are the elements of R. That means R is real field, field of real numbers. So F plus satisfies associativity. So you can write this as x1 plus y1 plus z1, x2 plus y2 plus z2, x3 plus y3 plus z3. I changed the order. We can change the order because R plus is an abelian group. Associativity satisfies in R. x1, y1, z1, 3 are the elements of x1. Now write the first a component x1, x2, x3 in one bracket and y1 plus z1, y2 plus z2, y3 plus z3. Then it is alpha and this is beta plus gamma again by definition. Therefore, with respect to vector addition, associativity satisfies. Now you are able to say closure satisfies, associativity satisfies. Now still what more you have to prove? You have to prove that there exists an additive identity, there exists an additive inverse. So in order to prove that additive identity, consider 0 bar belongs to V, alpha plus 0 bar. 0 bar is nothing but I said already 0 bar is because it is V3 of R you have taken, 0 bar will be 0, 0, 0. So x1 plus 0, x2 plus 0, x3 plus 0, that is x1, x2, x3, that is equal to alpha. Again x1 plus 0, this is the scalar. x1 is a real number, 0 is a real number, R is a field of real numbers. Therefore, x1 plus 0 will be x1. Additive identity exists in R. See the difference between this 0 and this 0. This is the additive identity of the vector space. This is the additive identity of field, real number field. Okay, x1 plus 0, x2 plus 0, x3 plus 0. Therefore, x1, x2, x3 is equal to alpha. Next, therefore, what are you are able to say? Alpha plus 0 bar is equal to alpha means additive identity exists in V. Okay, now what you are going to say? Additive inverse will exist. For that, what you are going to take? Alpha plus minus alpha. That is alpha plus minus alpha is x1, x2, x3 plus minus alpha means you have to multiply x1, x2, x3 by minus 1. So minus x1 minus x2 minus 3. This yields 0 bar. Okay. Therefore, there exists additive inverse. Okay. Now you are able to say that additive inverse will exist, additive identity exists, associativity satisfies, closure satisfies. Still you have to prove commutativity satisfies in order to say that V plus is abelian. So consider alpha plus beta, and this is x1, x2 plus y1, y2, y3. So by definition it will be x1 plus y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3. So this is because x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3 are the elements of R plus is abelian, commutativity satisfies in R plus. Therefore, x1 plus y1 can be written as y1 plus x1, y2 plus x2, y3 plus x3. Therefore, you can write it as y1, y2, y3 plus x1, x2, x3. So, alpha plus beta is equal to beta plus alpha. Therefore, commutativity satisfies in V. So, the 5 properties of abelian group are satisfied by V with respect to vector addition. Therefore, you can say that V plus is abelian. What is this? This is the first property for any set to be a vector space that you have verified. Second one, by definition you have seen. By definition, scalar multiplication is closed. Okay. Second property is also okay. Now see the third set of properties. They are the third distributive. Suppose A comma B belongs to F, alpha belongs to V. A plus B into alpha we have to consider, and A plus B into x1, x2, x3. What is A plus B? It is sum of two real numbers, again a real number. So multiplication with scalar multiplication, A according to the definition given, C into x1, x2, x3 is given as Cx1, Cx2, Cx3. So here also it is A plus Bx1, A plus Bx2, A plus Bx3. So expand it, Ax1 plus Bx1, Ax2 plus Bx2, Ax3 plus Bx3, and separate the coordinates. Write all the first terms in one bracket and second terms in another bracket, and take common A. This is A into x1, x2, x3 plus B into x1, x2, x3. So this is A alpha plus B alpha. So what you are able to say? A plus B into alpha is equal to A alpha plus B alpha. This is the first property in the third set of properties. Next, A belongs to F, alpha beta belongs to V. Now you have to consider A into alpha plus beta, that is A into x1, x2, x3 plus y1, y2, y3, and write according to the given definition. It will be x1 plus y1, x2 plus y2, x3 plus y3. And A into x1 plus y1, A into x2 plus y2, A into x3 plus y3. So this is Ax1 plus Ay1, Ax2 plus Ay2, Ax3 plus Ay3. This is again according to the scalar multiplication. Separate the terms and write it. Ax1, Ax2, Ax3. That is the first ones you will write in one bracket, Ay1, Ay2, Ay3. So take it A comma A into alpha plus A into beta. So second property of third set is okay. Next, consider A into B alpha. A into B alpha. Where are A and B? In F. Where is alpha? In V. So A into B of x1, x2, x3 will be like this. Now if you expand this, A of Bx1, A of Bx2, A of Bx3, again scalar multiplication, A Bx1, A Bx2, A Bx3. Now what are A, B, x1? They are the elements of field, but F minus singleton 0 dot is a group. So ABx1, ABx2, ABx3. AB into x1, x2, x3 is equal to AB of alpha. Similarly, 1 into alpha is equal to alpha belongs to V. So x1, x2, x3 is equal to alpha. All the postulates are verified. Okay. Now V3, that is the V3 of R, is a vector space. Similarly, you can say that Vn of R is also a vector space. Same steps, but instead of 3-dimensional vector, you will take n-dimensional vector. Okay, now we will see the next problem. Now see here. Now you have seen one problem which is becoming vector space. Now see, this is not a vector space. See here. V be the set of all pairs xy of real numbers, F be the field of numbers. Now V is the set of all ordered pairs where x comma y belongs to R. Now see here how the vector addition is defined. Previously, first component is added to the first component, second component is added to the second component, third is added to the third. Now first component is x plus x1. Y plus y1, whatever may be the second component, but it is 0 in the product. Same way, c into x of y, the scalar multiplication is defined, cx 0. Now you have to verify whether this set of vectors with respect to this definition of vector addition and scalar multiplication will be a vector space or not, we will see. See, for example, x1, y1 be the identity in V. So xy plus x1 y1 should be equal to xy because you are taking x1 y1 is the identity. So identity plus any element should be equal to that element. So this is by definition x plus x1 0 is equal to xy. But if y is not equal to 0, then we cannot have x plus x1 is equal to x plus x1 comma 0 is equal to xy. Therefore, there is no element in such a way xy plus x1 y1 is equal to xy. Therefore, it is not a vector space. Now is it clear? Because any one property, in order to say that it is not a vector space, if you say that any property is not a satisfying, then it will be a vector space. Okay, it is not a vector space. Now see the next problem. The following, this is also not a vector space. See here, in the previous example we said that there is no identity element. Here we are going to say that the distributivity is not satisfying. See here, now this is defined as x plus y, the addition, vector addition is defined x plus x1, y plus y1. But coming to scalar multiplication, c into xy is equal to c square x, c square y. Now take a comma b belongs to f and alpha belongs to v. If you take the distributive law, that is in third set, the property a plus b into alpha is equal to a plus b into xy. According to the definition of scalar multiplication, it will be a plus b whole square into x, a plus b whole square into y. But coming to a alpha plus b alpha, it will be equal to a into xy plus b into xy. This is a square x, a square y plus b square x, b square y. So a square x plus b square x comma a square y plus b square y. But this is not equal to this. Okay, so a plus b into alpha is not equal to a alpha plus b alpha. Therefore, V of f is not a vector space. In the previous example, you say that there is no additive identity in the vector space, so it is not in that set, so it is not a vector space. Here you said the distributivity is not satisfying, that is a plus b into alpha is not equal to a alpha and a alpha plus b alpha. Therefore, V of f is not a vector space. Okay, now similarly, you can prove the set of all complex numbers, all ordered n-tuple of complex numbers will form a vector space with respect to the defined vector addition and scalar multiplication. You try it on your own. Okay, and in the same way, here see the beauty. Now the set of all continuous functions which are defined over the interval 0, 1 will form a vector space with respect to this vector addition, this scalar multiplication. This is also one more important problem and beautiful problem. You can try on your own. The other problem is the set of all m by n matrices with real entries and R is the field of real numbers will form a vector space with respect to the vector addition and scalar multiplication of matrix notation. Okay, now here you have seen set of all functions as the real numbers, set of functions, that is function as a vector in the one problem, ordered n triple as a vector in another problem, and here the matrix is a vector you are going to see. Is it? These three problems you can try on your own. Thank you.